Record. Hello and welcome to Dental TV. I'm John Toomey and my guest today is Dr. Jeannie Ju from Tucson, Arizona. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm good. Now you have an interesting background because you and your husband are both dentists and you work in the same practice. How did that come about?
Well, I did an AGD residency after I graduated from USC, and I was in Albany, New York. My attending periodontist, Dr. Choi, introduced me to my husband. They went to school together, classmates in dental school, and one day my husband came in for his hygiene check and cleaning, and then next thing you know, sparks flew, and we did long-term distance for a while because he actually moved to Tucson first. He wanted to live here. And then, so I finished my program, and then he proposed, and then got married, and I moved out to be with him in Tucson.
Wow, and now you have a 4-year-old son too, right?
4-year-old son, yep, born and raised in Tucson. I'm originally from LA, and you're from LA, so I
Right.
kind of home a lot. But Tucson's great for raising a family, and my business is doing well, so here I am, stuck in
Oh,
Arizona.
that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Now I know that at some point you worked for a DSO, and what are the advantages and disadvantages of working for a DSO, especially for a younger dentist?
Advantages are it trains you to be efficient and fast, because when you're in school, you have 3-hour appointments to do like a one surface filling. And then even in AGD, I still was babied a lot by my teachers and things were going. So I had a schedule. So I kind of got a gist of how an office works, but it just, you still felt like you were, your hand was being held by a teacher. So then with the DSO, I mean, they really like slam you with just business. Like it's time for you to produce, time for you to make money, and you don't have any training in that. So it helped me in terms of like, it's like a boot camp. Like, hey, I need to get my act together and get faster, be efficient. You learn to work with a team. The disadvantages are there is no formal training. So they just kind of throw you in. They expect you to produce, they expect you to do this, but you don't know how. So there's a disconnect right there. But I did gain a lot. I did gain a lot in terms of what I don't want and what I do want for my future.
Right. And after that, you did something that very few young dentists do, which is that you bought another practice. How did that happen?
So in November 2013, my husband and I were just getting tired of working for a DSO, being associate. And then we had worked with a broker for a while, and he kind of just showed his practices. And finally he found one that we liked. It was close to home, and it had all the cool gadgets, and we thought that we can just go in and be modern. So we bought it. And then for some reason, we decided my husband would be the main doctor there, and I was still working as a DSO just to supplement our income. And then it didn't work out in that sense. Like I wanted to be self-employed. I didn't know it then at that time. I had just hired the consultants, and they make me recognize that, hey, it's time for you to go on your own. So after about a year and a half of doing that, then we actually bought another practice and merged the two, because our long-term goal, husband and wife, was to work together. So we got the other practice, which conveniently was just down the street as well. And the next thing you know, we did a construction. I got a construction loan, built out the second suite, moved everything from the first office over to the second office, all within like 3-4 months. That was really hard, but I learned a lot. And then now we've been together in the same roof for about a little over a year.
Wow. A lot of dentists, probably most dentists, don't see the value of that kind of thing until probably late in their careers. So it's really cool that you guys saw that that's a viable way to grow your practice really early, and that you now know how to do it.
Now I know how to do it. Like buying your first house, right? Now you know what to buy in your second house. So even now
right.
I'm thinking like, wow, we're growing. My husband and I are growing our business, and we're thinking like, what do we do? Because the third suite is still empty. Do we break through the walls? Now that I've done construction already, I don't feel as scared and nervous about it, and now I know what to expect. And then who knows where it's going to take us? Do I buy another practice? I don't know.
Okay. Well, it's good to do things when you're young and you have energy, because a lot of people do these things in their 50s when they're like not that energetic anymore. So it's great that you guys got to start in doing this. So tell me about the dental practice consultant. How did they help you, and how can they help other dentists grow their practice?
They help me in the sense that, you know, what's holding you back from doing whatever you want is really, it's just you all in your head. And even though I wanted this outcome or this goal, I didn't know how to make it happen. I couldn't understand why I told a staff member to do this, but they wouldn't do it. So they helped me learn the psychology, the psyche behind every person, including myself, and that it starts from top down. I need to do things differently and speak differently, communicate effectively, you know, lead by example, really. And then from there, I show up differently for them. They see that trickle down effect, and that's what I've learned from them. And you invest in yourself first, everything else follows. And it's amazing. And so what came about was I met them through my broker, because when I bought my first practice, it wasn't going well. It just was like, gosh, man, like I thought that this would be the home run to get out of working as associate for a DSO, and it just wasn't that good. And it was like money wasn't looking good. You know, we're just not happy at home, not happy professionally. And so they came into my life, and I just always believed in teachers and coaches growing up. And so I said, you know what, you guys are the experts. I'll do what you say. And that's what happened.
And just in case anyone is interested, tell us the names of the consultants that you use,
So
if
they
that's
are,
okay.
oh yeah, absolutely. They know all about this too. They're excited for me. They're Patrice and Shelly of DMI Coaching. And I just know them as Patrice and Shelly. And they would love to be on this show one day, just to spread the
Okay.
word. Yeah.
Yeah, we'd love to have them. And it's dmicoaching.com. Is that how people can look
Let
them?
me see. You know, I met them as one-on-ones. I don't really know their website because I emailed them personally, but I can find it for you. Let's see.
Okay. I guess if anybody Googles DMI coaching, they'll find it, even if it's not .com.
I would think so. Let me see. I'm looking right now. I think, yeah, DMI Coaching. I'm sure they said it. Let me see. I will definitely find out for you.
Okay. Now, is it possible that you yourself might get into something like that in the future? Like helping other dentists?
I do in the terms of, you know, like Patrice was trying to talk to me, like, you know, just, you know, just like maybe one day, once a month, have a dentist talk to me. Because, you know, you don't want to, I don't know, like when I first met them, you're kind of wary. You're like, who are you guys? You're not dentists. You know, you're a business. You have no dental degree. How do you know what I'm going through, right?
Right.
So it's nice to be a liaison. So with working with them for these past, you know, year and a half, 2 years, I've actually loved them so much that I tell their dentists about them. And they've actually asked me to like do a book forward for them and like introduce them when they do a CE course recently in town, just because it's nice to have that testimonial from a real doctor that's working with consultants. And then from Howard's podcast, you can tell he's really a believer in consultants for whatever reason, really, you know, sees the value in them.
Yeah, what impresses me, among many things about Howard, was that he actually hired a consultant like his first year in business. Like,
Yeah.
you know, nobody knew about, I mean, I don't know, I wasn't there, but I'm assuming nobody knew about dental consultants back in 87 when he started. And yet, I think in his first year in business, he hired someone. So it's like that was very prescient of him, very foreseeing, if that's a word.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I think it's really good.
now, right. So I think we're coming to the end of our time. But if people are in Tucson and look up what?
Oh, you're breaking up, John.
Uh-oh, did you hear me?
Now I can hear you.
Okay, I was just saying we're coming to the close. So if people in Tucson want to come to your practice, what is the name of it?
Creative Smiles. And it's in Catalina.
Creative Smiles. Okay.
Yeah. A little
in
north,
Catalina.
little north of Tucson, yeah.
Okay.
And they can
All right. Well, I want to.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, it's been nice having you as a guest, and people might be seeing more of you on dental TV. So, so thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.
All right. Thank you, John.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.